Hi, and welcome. Today I want to look at tuning, how to get your bass sounding the absolute best that it can. So a standard tuning for a 4-string bass is what we're going to talk about today. I have a 5-string here, so I have this low, extra low string. Get real. So, but we're just going to look at 4 strings today. So that's going to be E, A, D, and G. Okay? Now I have a diagram here that helps us to visualize it just a little bit easier. Okay, so the low string, which is closest to your chin, it's a little bit thicker than the rest of the strings, and you can see the difference when you zoom in here. You see how this is thicker than this string is? This is a bigger gauge, G-A-U-G-E. So that's going to be the lower sound. The bigger the gauge, the lower the sound. Simple as that. So this low one here, it's E. You see it right here. And there's the tuning pin, and it just goes just like that. That's your E string. This is your A string. The next one up the fretboard. So here's E, here's A, okay? And then D and G. Very simple stuff. And the importance of this is phenomenal. You have to keep this instrument in tune when you're playing. That's one of the most important things I can reiterate. So basically there are 3 ways of doing this. I find them all valuable, so I want to share each one with you. The first way is by ear, and a lot of times you won't have access to a tuner. Let's say you're playing a song on stage, or you're in a studio session and you just don't have access to a guitar tuner. So what you would do at that point is tune by ear. So you would have maybe a pianist or someone play a note for you, and you would say, hey, can you play a G for me? And that would be this string, this high string right here. And then you would match that way. It can be pretty inaccurate sometimes, so I don't recommend it as like a primary way to tune your instrument. My favorite way is to have a guitar tuner. I have an app on my phone that I use when I'm out playing, and for purposes of progress in this, I pulled up a tuner online. It's easy to find. It's tuner-online.com, and you'll see how it works. So here's a G, and you can see the needle moving, okay? This green area means you're in tune, and if you're to the right in this yellow area, then that means you're sharp. You're a little bit higher than a G. And then if you're to the left over here in this yellow, then that means you're flat. You're a little lower than the G. Okay, so we go through each string. E, you see how it's in the green? That means it's in tune. A, D, and G. Okay, so we're in tune. All strings are ready to play. Now, the third approach is one that I use all the time. And I use it in conjunction with my guitar tuner. So, you know, for example, I'm on a gig, and before we get going, I turn on my guitar tuner and I get the whole bass set just beautifully, just perfectly. Okay, so I'm in tune, and a couple songs in, I notice one of the strings, you know, maybe it's a little flat or something like that. So this approach really comes in handy right then, and I call it tuning by harmonics. So if you go to the 7th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you'll see 2 frets. There's a fret here, this metal piece, and then there's another one on the other side, this way on the neck. So we're going to go to the 7th fret and then go to that fret that's this way. And then when you play it, you push it down, it sounds like that. And that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Just rest your finger over that, and you'll hear the harmonic. Just barely press down. Just sort of rest your finger right there is all. Okay? So on the 7th fret, that's the 7th fret harmonic. Now we're going to do the same thing on the 5th fret. Okay? but not that string. We're going to go to the D string this time. So it's 7th fret on G, 5th fret on the D string. They're the same note. So if you'll notice, if your G string is just a little bit flat, you can hear the wavering sound. And when it's in tune, it'll be a straight tone. You won't hear any of that pulsing. Okay? There it is. It's in tune. So when I'm playing, it's easy to just go. All my strings are in tune. Just 5 and 7, or 7 5 7 5 7 5 7 5. Okay, and you don't hear any wavering, so it's in tune, and that's it. So those are 3 basic ways to keep your instrument in tune. I hope you enjoy. I hope that helps.